Okay. Hey everyone, how are ya? I've hit record, so we're starting the show. Let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. I did kind of a little test run to make sure it was running okay. It might get a little choppy in the beginning because that tends to happen when we have a lot of people logging in at once, which does happen at the very beginning of the show. Great now. You see me and hear me? Great. Awesome. I've got new internet, so hopefully it'll behave, it'll work, and Ustream will cooperate with us tonight. I have a set of cards I'm going to make tonight. I have 3 prepared to make with you guys. Here's the first one. It's loaded. And I've got some really fun techniques tonight to show you using the chalk edgers, because I know we talked about that, I think a week or so ago. And then you open it up and there's like a card inside, a little tag inside. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's like a wood grain pattern on it. I don't know, it's kind of random, but I really wanted to put that in there. So it's a fun little kind of matchbook type card. Let's see. And I decorated the front, and got some trinket on here, some Resist canvas, and you'll notice the die cut leaves. So I'm going to show you guys the new Sizzix die cuts that they made for us. They're beautiful, and I know you guys were super excited about those, so I made sure I used them. This is just like kind of a cute little pocket card also with the tag inside. So the little tag, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little bit of texture on there. I think it's kind of hard to see on here, but I will show this to you, like how I did it with the chalk edgers and some multi-medium, the matte. I didn't use gloss, I don't know why, but, and then I decorated the front, and we've got some stamping going on, and some flowers, and again some more leaves that I punched out, and a cute little wood bird right there. So, and these are our new wood buttons. So this is a fun card to make too, kind of cute. And then I also have this one, which most of you saw in the advertisement for the class. And this is cardstock, and Prima did make a cardstock pad, so that was one of the things I wanted to show you tonight. We have some Resist canvas on here again. We have some crystals that I colored with the chalk edgers, and I did color this flower up here and a bird, so you can kind of see that up close. Okay, so those are the 3 cards we're going to make tonight, but I know it's only 3, but trust me, I've loaded this class with techniques and a lot of fun stuff using our stencils, our Resist canvas, our chalk edgers, stamps, and then of course the Sizzix dies, which I will show you right now. I might as well show you. From what I hear, these dies will be ready in May through Sizzix. And these are Prima dies. So this one I'll start with. This one has the 2 labels. And then this up here is like it's like kind of like a really pretty leaf, okay, with a little stem on it. And so it's kind of fancy. So you can put it kind of like around the edges of the labels. I punched these out on Prima paper and put these on here because these are prototypes, so it's not like, this is not what it's going to look like, but I just wanted to show you. Here's the die side, okay, so that you guys could clearly see the dies that they're coming out with. The next one is this really awesome swirl. I know. These are going to be ready. These are going to be ready in May, I guess, according to Sizzix. So keep your eyes peeled. I know May seems like such a long time away, but maybe not. Okay, here's the biggie. Here's a doozy. Yes, look, flower dies. You can make your own paper flowers. And what I recommend is punching them out with paper and also layering the paper flowers with the regular Prima flowers, and it'll look fabulous. Yeah, because I know you guys like to make your own sometimes. I'm personally lazy, and I don't, but I know you guys do, and we know you do, so that's why we came up with those. And then my all-time favorite, leaves. Yeah, the flower is huge. It's big. It's like a bigger die than like normal. So I had a hard time using this in my Cuddlebug because the plates for it aren't that big. So, you know, you really need to use the proper plates and machines for that one. But this one, the rest of them, the other three, I could use in my Cuddlebug, no problem. So yeah, the leaves are perfect. There's kind of like rose leaves, and then these are kind of like generic, so you could, you know, have fun with those. And I did cut out a bunch of them to use on the cards tonight, and I'll show you some fun stuff that I did with those. And if you guys want, here, I'm going to show you like the main things that we're using tonight, and then I'll kind of show you things as I make the cards too, because I don't want to take up a lot of the class just showing stuff, you know. This is the new art journal pad. Okay, it's got 48 sheets. There's 2 of each design. Okay, it's just one-sided, but I think it's a perfect pad for card makers. Let's see, I don't even know if I can hold this up. It's like, I don't know how I can do this. I'll have to hold it sideways, I suppose. But there's just tons. Let's see if I can flip through like this. So there's just tons of different really pretty, soft, like, isn't that cool? Like just the petals in the background with lots of color. So this paper pad was designed by Jody Lee. So a lot of the papers in here will go with, isn't that gorgeous? Will go with the Divine collection. And that one's kind of bright and funky. And so these papers are fabulous for mixed media too, because it has a lot of cool pattern and color included. See, there's another one that's really pretty. It's kind of got orange and teal and pink together, but they're good background papers. So there's not a lot of pattern to them, but just kind of subtle colors. There's like a crackle in that one. I know it probably looks gray, but it's like a greenish color. So look at all the choices you get. There's like a pink with like a crackle. So this was actually, I saw this and I thought this pad is perfect for what I want to do tonight with my cards. See, just kind of all different kinds of things. So here, let me pull out. This thing's heavy. Gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to show you some, like this one's a nice like light gray, kind of has streaking through it, some tones mixed in. I'm going to use a little bit of that. Oh, this one I love. This one we flip right by. I'm telling you, there's so many choices. It's still cardstock quality, even though it's only single-sided. Like you can see, it's still pretty sturdy. So it's still great for any kind of art mediums you want to add to it or put it in a journal. But isn't this one just really soft and pretty? Yeah, this pad is just great because, like, you know, a lot of the pattern papers you want to use from like the collections and stuff, you know, you may want to save those for special things and use these for like background. Okay, and then like here's the other one I was showing you. Like it has like just the really pretty like kind of muted tones and flower petals in the background. Isn't that nice? So I just went crazy. I just kind of pulled stuff out of here that I really liked for tonight's class. And actually you guys are going to love me because I pre-cut the cards. So you don't have to sit there and watch me cut cards. I know. Look at, there's even like a white tablet kind of like with lines. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but it's just very generic. And I actually cut a bunch of those little label tabs out of it. So we have that. And then here's the other thing I was showing you. Prima came out with textured paper pad, but it's like cardstock. And this paper pad is perfect because it matches the Engraver collection, Lyric, Lifetime. You can even use it for Sunrise, Sunset, you know, Anna's. And it's just got like textured cardstock in various tones. Let's see if I can show. And it is two-sided. And you get white, you get cream, gray, black, tan. So there's no guessing, you know, like is it going to match? Chocolate and the black. So it's just really, really nice. So I wanted to show you guys that because I thought, oh, this will take a lot of the guesswork out of it, and you get 24 sheets. Okay, and there's one other thing. I know we've gone over some of the new stuff too, like the Resist Canvas. Now look how they come. Remember they used to come in the pack where they were all kind of stuck into the bag? And now they come in a full sheet so you guys can see everything that you get within the set. And then down here at the corner, you can see what it will look like all kind of colored in. So it gives you an indication like what the shapes are and what kind of designs come out. This is the one that goes with Divine. It has a cute hot air balloon and banners and stuff. So we're going to play with some of these tonight. And I also grabbed the Resist Canvas from the Engraver collection too, because there's a lot of fun labels and things in here. Let's see if I can, oh my gosh. See, you can kind of see like down here. So it just, yes, and there's glue on the back. They are self-adhesive now. I will warn you, once you start getting them kind of wet from art mediums and stuff, you just have to peel it off very, very carefully because the moisture that you use on here will affect the adhesive on the back. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so just a word of advice. All right, so I am going to go ahead and get started. All right. And I'm going to pan down so that you can see my work surface. And the first cool new technique I wanted to show you guys was on the tags. Like you saw that one little tag on the inside of the card, right? Well, I wanted to show you a cool resist technique. And I'm going to use, Prima has this new wood grain. Let's see. This new wood grain stencil, which I think is totally fun, right? This comes in 6x6 and 12x12. And I'm going to put it over my tag. Now, I always grab a clip for this. I don't know where my spare clips are, but I'm going to put this over my tag. And I always use a little clip just to keep it in place when I work with it. Okay. And then I'm going to grab some Studio Multi-Matte Medium. It's just like a gel medium, so you can use this for adhesive, but what I'm going to use it for tonight is actually to lather it on over my stencil. I know it seems weird. I'm going to use a paintbrush and just kind of really get in there, trying not to move the stencil around too much. And you don't need to put it on real thick either. It doesn't need to be too thick, but if it's thicker in some areas than others, that's fine. Okay, so you're just going to put it on just like that. Make sure you get nice even coverage. Now this stuff dries really fast, but you can zap it with a heat gun if you want. Okay, and once you're done, like you can do a few of these tags at one time, and once you're done, make sure you wash your stencil pretty quickly, okay? Because you don't, well, it's just gel medium. It'll come off. I'm not really afraid of that actually, but I know some people like their stuff nice and clean. So then you'll zap this dry. Oh no, 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 no. So let's pretend I did that. And actually, instead of a manila tag, I did it on a piece of cardstock. So it's somewhat glossy. I don't know if I can catch the angle where you can see it. But this is the fun part. So it's all dry. Put the top back on this. It's all dry, and I'm going to take some chalk edgers that I'm going to use. This one is called Attic Dust, and Attic Dust is kind of like a gray with like a little bit of a tan to it. All right, and I'm just going to go right over my tag with the chalk edger. And what's really cool is where the matte medium was and it dried, it acts as a resist. And the more ink you add, of course, the more that beautiful grain is going to come out. Tin can, I have tin can, but this is Attic Dust. So check it out. So that medium dried, and then I swiped it with the chalk edger. Isn't that so cool, you guys? So you can use a gel medium, and you can even go back over the ink before it completely dries if it's a little too dark in some areas, and you can just kind of wipe it off. wipe off a little excess, but it's so soft and pretty. How about that? Isn't that cool? The wood grain is always, I don't know, it's just always a hit. I also did a pretty lattice stencil, which is this one here. This one I really love. Hope you guys can see it. And I did the same thing. Now that it's already on here, it's already dry, so I can go right ahead and add a color to it. Let's see, what color should I add? Let me see. Oh, Worn Jeans. I'm going to do Worn Jeans, which is similar to Attic Dust, except this is more in the blue tones. Wait, do I want to do that? No. Oh, I'm going to add a different color. Sorry, guys. I think I'm going to add something a little bit brighter just to show you the contrast. Hold on, I got my inks today. My multi-pack. I was like so excited I couldn't even tell you. I'm going to do like a brighter blue, like if this one's called Farmer Jeans. Farmer Jeans. Okay, so I'm going to just lightly go over and really smooth. Now, you can see that there's also, you'll notice, like when you add ink to anything, that there is going to be a slight difference between like a manila tag and cardstock. It's just going to react differently to the ink, which is okay. So test it first to make sure that you're going to like, you know, how it comes out. And now again, I can take my paper towel. I can really kind of move the ink around. And voila. How about that? Yes, you can. We are going to stamp with these tonight, or the inks. We're going to emboss with them. We're going to do all kinds of techniques. But this was the one, like, I could not wait to show you guys, because this is just one of my favorite techniques. Now, can you mix colors? Absolutely. I could have mixed, you know, I could have done some of the gray here and some of the blue here, and maybe added a little orange too. You know, you can experiment with these till the sun goes down and then some, and it'll never get old. So that's my little technique with the tags, and I'm going to go ahead and, oh, got some multimedia matte on my beautiful tag. Since this is already done, I'm going to move on to the one card where I kind of did it like a matchbook style, where I have the little tag inside. Okay, actually this one came out better than this one. See, this is the manila tag, and this is on the cardstock, like the gray cardstock I just showed you. Quite a difference, right? Depends on your surface, so keep that in mind. All right, so since we have that done, we're going to go ahead and make this sucker. Now, I cut this piece of paper. Let's see. It's 3 3/4 inches here by 12. Okay, you could do 4, but I just kind of wanted it to be just a little bit bigger than my tag. You can do it as wide as you want. The option is up to you. Okay, and I'm simply going to bring up about 1.5 inches from the bottom. And I'm going to use my distress tool with the bone folder on the side and give myself a really nice crease. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this top down. This is what helps, so you don't have to be perfectly measuring, and just kind of slide it in there just so it goes just underneath. And if you want it to fit in a regular envelope, then you just want to make sure that this is 5.5 inches wide to fit in a standard envelope. Okay, so it's like a little matchbook, and you're going to put your tag right inside, which mine is a little bit too long, so I'm going to have to cut mine down just a little bit. Probably just this is just a big piece of cardstock I made into a tag, so I knew it might be a little bit long, so I'm just kind of chopping off, let's see, just chopping off a little bit from the bottom. And this tag I made is 3¼ inches wide. Hence, this is 3 3¾ inches. So, and now it is now down to 5 inches in length. Okay. So I'm going to just slip that right into my little fold. I'm going to try to get it in the center as best I can. And when I go to staple it at the bottom, you're just going to want to go to the very, like, you don't want to go up too high. So right about there, you can see this little staple, because when you go to tuck this in, you just don't want the staple to interfere with this going in. Okay? Good. All right, now we can start decorating. And I just took a little piece of that white ledger paper from the pad, and I cut this, let's see, it's just 3 inches by 4 inches, just a little simple little piece. And let's see, yeah, I do have it where I glue it down just to the middle, and I'm not going to glue this bottom flap. Now this can go into your fold, or it can stay above, it doesn't matter, it's totally up to you. And I think what I'm going to do is have it go in. All right, so I'm just going to glue it down. Thank you, Sue. She said it's so stinking cute. I'm not really watching the chat. Did the tag get stapled in it? Yes, Drew, the tag did get stapled inside. So it is attached to the inside of the card. So when I slid the tag in there and then I stapled it so that when you open it, it stays put. So like you can put your little, you know, your little message or sentiment in here. Okay, it's all one piece. And then I have just that centered, that white piece centered right there. And I took a piece of like that really pretty crackly green, just made like a 1-inch strip. Okay, and I'm going to make like a little banner. So what I like to do is just kind of take the end of it, right, tip to tip. Oops, it'd be nice if I was on camera. And then I just give it a little haircut so that it's even. Okay. And I am going to have this just kind of overlapping the card just like so. Just like so. And I'm not really measuring, I'm just kind of eyeing it. But I can tell you what it will end up being in just a sec. Because I'm clipping off and everybody's going to clip at a different length and everything, you know, like depending on this. But it's just over the flap just a little bit. And I'm literally going to flip it over and use the straight edge of my card and just kind of clip it right off like that. Oh shoot, I forgot to put my ribbon on. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh well, the glue is still wet, so I can just peel it off a little, maybe. This is super duper glue. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to tie my bow. It's a cute little banner, right? Just can't believe I forgot my stinking bow. Not that it's a big deal. If it weren't on there, I don't think it would be a big deal. But. All right. I'm going to mess with this for just a second. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Now, one of the things that I added to it are these Queen Mary flowers. Now these flowers are so cute. This is, I think, the vintage pack. And they come in like 2 different shades of teal and then this really, really pretty pale pink. And on my original card, I did use the pale pink. Thought that looked kind of cute. These flowers come in black, white, and gray, all white. They did come in some like kind of earth tones and stuff too. But there's like just these little silver beads just around the edges, and they just kind of sparkle and shine and outline the petals beautifully. And actually, I think I might even just go with the blue flower this time. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, they're called Queen Mary, and they're really, really fun. Now, I'll tell you something, that these beads around the edges are attached to the flower petal. So if you glue down your flower and then you don't like where it is and you try to pick it up and the glue is somewhat dry, it's not going to be good. I tried it earlier. I was like, oh no. It was devastating, actually. It was really devastating. So I'm just kind of putting this flower right over my bow. So just a little word of advice, it is fragile. It's a fragile flower. All right. Now I'm going to add just some little hydrangeas. We came out with these cute little hydrangea flowers that come on the stems now in like a bouquet, which mine are a complete mess because I've used them. But they come on these little bows and they come in like a group. And I think there's like 24 in a pack. And they come in cream, white, and then like a slight, like, like a gray tone, like this. But you can see like the difference is very, very subtle. So all of these flowers can be, you know, colored to your liking. And I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I have a couple of just our classics. These are our little rose classic flowers. And they're cream in the center, and then they have just kind of a little bit of gray. Well, they have a lot of gray, actually, now I look at them, around the outside of the edges. But you can see, like, under here, they're cream. So these kind of, they worked, so I just decided to use them. So grab anything you have, you know, any kind of little flowers you want to tuck in around. Okay, I'm getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of the wire. And these around. Yes. Ah, Steph's here. The classics are just what they are. They're classics. Janine Coxwara came from Australia, you know, to CHA and Art Venture, and she left with like a whole suitcase of classics. She was having a blast in the warehouse, I must say. Yeah. And she was coming out with colors we didn't even know existed. Seriously. So she had to, I think actually she might end up shipping some home. But it was hilarious. It's so fun to see someone's face like that when they're just like so excited. Okay, I'm just kind of putting little scatterings of these guys around. Let's see. Maybe one over here too. These, see, aren't they just so cute? And they add a little bit of dimension right away. And I'm really into just leaving my flowers white lately. I don't know. So there we go so far. I'm going to cut off a couple of these. I think I'm going to add like 3 of these little mini roses. Now we did come out with families of, like color families of the mini roses this show, which I can show you at another time, but really great just for fillers. I hear a lot of people say that. They really enjoy using them for that, and they do. They add so much. So I'm just kind of quickly trying to add these in. Okay, and I don't mind layering flowers on top of flowers. I mean, that's okay. And, you know, this is going to be kind of a bulky card, but it's okay. You know, whoever gets it is going to totally love it, I think. Either that or, you know, don't send it to that kind of person that's not going to love it, right? That's right. I tend to hang on to a lot of my flowery cards because I just love them so much, and I know it defeats the purpose. So there, I tucked in those little gray roses around it. So it's really kind of coming together nicely, right? Well, we'll keep adding more stuff, and one of those things we're going to add are some of the leaves. Now I went ahead and I punched out the leaves ahead of time. Okay, I'm just going to set that aside. So I punched out a ton of these, and I just used like a basic green cardstock. And then I grabbed my little stamp from the Hello Pastel collection. And this guy looks, I mean, when I first saw the stamp, I was like, what would you do with, these are like teeny tiny little roses in this little stamp. So this is a 2" by 3" acrylic stamp, right? And there's like teeny little rosebuds. And I kind of looked at it at first and was like, wow, what would I use for that? Well, this is the perfect time to use it. So I'm going to take my olive vine, which is like a really nice earthy kind of green color, and I am just going to go crazy and add it all over my acrylic stamp, just like that. And then I'm going to take my leaves and literally just kind of put them on here, lift off, and like instant texture. So it went from this to that. So that's how I added a little bit of texture to my leaves. And you know, if you wanted to take it a step further, you can certainly emboss too. Okay, and I don't have to be extra careful. I'm just looking for the added texture. These are already done. And I don't really need to re-ink the stamp that much. It's actually coming out quite nice. And with this, you don't really have to be perfect. You're just adding a little bit of texture to your leaves. Oh, those are done. Look at me, I went crazy. I am putting the stamp on the non-textured side of the cardstock. I think the green cardstock I'm using is called Grasshopper. And I think it's by Coordinations. They have nice cardstock. Or it could be Basil, I don't know. You know, I just found a green that I really liked and I just went with it. Okay, and you just replenish your ink and put your leaf right on there. And I'm just doing this. This is way easier than trying to stamp onto the leaf, personally. See, that came out fine. Okay, and then the next step, these guys, I'm just going to set these over here. The next step would be to take this ink pad and go around the edges even more, right? Because you just want to enhance like all that greenery that you've got going on. And it's pretty to just shade it in. I know it's not easy to see on this camera, but let's see. I have one that's shaded. No, that doesn't show too good. But you can see what I mean. Like you're just going to enhance the edges just by dabbing this ink all the way around. And it just adds a little bit of depth. It looks like music notes, really? Yeah, so that's how you can just kind of make some pretty leaves. And like I said, if you want to emboss, do some clear embossing powder on it, you know, and get a little shine going, go for it. But I like to do them in big batches. Like I'm finding that I like to do the batches like this because then they're all ready to go and I can just use them. And this ink is like kind of like has like a matte finish to it. So it's really soft. Let's see. Ooh. There we go. All right, so that's that technique right there. Oh, and if you wanted, there's also this engraver stamp. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got like all rows of words. Here, let me just pull this baby out for you real quick. So we can do the words too. I'll set that aside to clean later. What did I do with that? When you open these are really juicy too at first. Let's see, I can even do the words all going the same way. Okay, can you see that? So it just added a little bit of text. I think this engraver stamp is going to be one of my absolute favorites with all the cool words and just the cool text and stuff on it. Cool. Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Now we can add leaves to our card, and now you can see how I made them. I'm telling you that Sizzix dye is going to be worth its weight in gold. At least for me it is. So then now that all of my leaves are ready to go, I can just kind of give them a little bend. I'll give them a little crinkle if I want. Just kind of put a little vein in there. You know, you can certainly do that in ink again. That'd be totally fine. Oh no, now my glue is sunk. Huh. How are you guys planning and scheming on the chat? Something about me sending something down. You guys want these cards in the mail? I know you guys would appreciate these cards. You would. Okay. So just kind of give them a little bend, give them a little crinkle, a little bit of glue, and shove them on. Now I'm using them kind of fast. Normally I think that it would be a good idea to let them dry a little bit, or let the ink dry, because you will kind of get it on your fingers and whatnot. So, you know, just keep that in mind. I'm just kind of moving forward because of time. But there you go. So far so good. And just when you think it looks good and fine, I'm going to add even more to it. Why not, right guys? I have the Divine vintage trinkets here, and there's some pretty gray ones. There's a little flapper girl. She's kind of got little rosebuds on her dress and stuff, and she's darling. And I think I could have her hanging down, or even like this Eiffel Tower one. Oh, I like the Eiffel Tower one. I'm going to use the Eiffel Tower one. I'll really show it to you guys. It's got a picture of the Eiffel Tower surrounded by roses and like this really ornate, pretty little gray frame. There's glass on it. It's just kind of cool. And then I'm also going to, let's see, get out my, let's see, where'd that go? Okay. Here's the Resist canvas I was telling you about. And I think I'm going to have like just a little something like hang off behind the, oh, look at the key. The keyhole comes out. I didn't even know that. Oh. And I'm just going to give it a little squirt, right? And then I think I'm going to go in with, I think some of the, wait, there's these new pastel chalk edgers. And this one's called Pastel Peach. So it's kind of peachy. And I think that's a color I might go for. I don't know. Okay. Now I did spray it with water ahead of time. That's not necessary, but if I just want it to be real soft, that's the way to go. Another cool trick is if you wanted to, say this little bird here, if you wanted to add just a little bit of green to part of him, oops, and then maybe go in with like a pink for his head, you can totally do that. You can mix these and kind of blend them in. And if you have a baby wipe, which I don't have a baby wipe, but well, I can have a paper towel. I'm just going to get a little kind of wet. And you can go over it and just kind of subtly mix in the colors together very gently. A baby wipe would be much better. And then look, you can get that two-tone look on that Resist canvas piece. Pretty snazzy, huh? Yes, water. It was just it's just water in a little spray bottle. This has got T-Rex on it. I stole it from my kids, but it works awesome. So just any water spray bottle that you have, just moisten it. And I just moistened the paper towel. I just sprayed the water right on the paper towel, and then, like I said, you could use a baby wipe for this instead. And then you just go through and kind of smooth out the color and blend it better. Because at first when you put it on, it's going to look like it's on top and not into the canvas. So you just want to kind of blend it in, and then you get that nice soft colored look. Okay, and for this guy, I added probably too much water. And then look, if it's too light, you can kind of let it dry and then go back and add like another layer of color just to deepen it a little bit. Okay, so it is a little bit sticky. I don't know, I may not use the keyhole, but it sounded good at the time. I don't think I need to use it, but I used a little ticket. See, I used a little ticket one for this one, but I can't find them. I don't know where they went. So I guess I'm just gonna go sans the ticket. I just kind of tuck my little vintage trinket in there. And that looks so cute. I want to make sure I don't glue the card shut. You want to make sure you do not glue the card shut. So if I put too much, oh, I didn't. I only put glue at the top so that this card, when I go to open it, like I haven't glued anything shut. Okay, and then inside I can add, oh, I don't know, a wood button. Have you guys seen the wood buttons? They come with each line, and they're like literally engraved. Like some of these designs are engraved into the wood, so kind of etched out. And then there's like pretty designs on some of them. Like look at that little teacup with, is that a teacup? Yeah, it's a teacup with roses. You've got a little silhouette of a woman. All kinds of pretty designs. There's a hot air balloon down here. Yeah, they're really pretty, I'm telling you. So I'm just going to add one. Let's see, which one? I'll just add my little teacup one to the top. It's just to have a little button there, just because I can. Okay, kind of finishes off the top of your tag a little bit. And then I can take a little label, like one of those labels I punched out earlier. Oh my god, I had so much fun using all of my scrap pieces of paper I had left over from this paper pad and just running it through the machine. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Got rid of all those scraps and made them into something quite useful. See, now I'm being picky. So I can take one of those. That one's a little too wide, so I'll have to go with the smaller one of the two. This one. See, there's two sizes. So I'm going to go with the smaller one, and I can just kind of put that in there too for just the sentiment if I wanted to stamp a little phrase and say I miss you or Happy Valentine's Day or something like that. So that's just an idea. You can even have it going like this, the length of the tag too. So just an idea. But just something small because you don't want to cover up that cool wood grain, you know. Okay, so you know what? I might even have this little thing too high up. So it just kind of slides back in like that. There we go. So voila, that's done. And this label, where did I put it? That little label might even look cute down here too. Right? Just kind of have it wrapped around. Gosh, what did I do with it? Did I stick it back in the bag? I don't know. But like this, like you could have label kind of wrapped around the bottom of the card too, and just kind of put something there as well. And that would look really cute. Thanks, Steph. Okay. All right. So moving on to the next card. There was quite a few techniques on that. So and there's gobs of flowers on it too. I'll just tidy a little area here. Okay, the next one I think we're going to do, oh gosh, my buttons went everywhere. Let's try here. Later. Trinkets too. All right. Okay, the next one we're going to do is this guy here. It's this really cute little pocket card, and again, I did use a colored and embossed. You can't really see it though because it's all too gray. But I'm going to show you how to do this one, maybe with better color. It's just that pretty, oh, I already have this wood one done. I could use this one, right? So it's just, again, with the attic dust over the top. Oh, I've got quite the mess. And we're going to go with this. So here's this like really pretty light pink kind of peachy colored one. And let's see, I cut it, it's 8.5 this way, 8.5 inches by 4 3/4. You can make it a solid 5 if you want, but again, I was kind of going with the width of the tag, kind of as my guide. So 8.5 by 4 3/4 inches. Okay, and I'm literally just going to fold it end to end. Use my distress tool. Just make a nice crease over here. Now, one thing I do want to do, I think I want to distress the edges of my paper, which means I have to get rid of my craft mat just for a second, because I don't want to use my file on my craft mat. That would be bad. So I'm just going to literally take this nice heavy file side, and I'm just going to go along the edges of the cards and really kind of give it that rough edged look, just like this. Because we find that we use our blades a lot, like this blade here on the side, just to like rump, you know, do the edge of the paper like that. But really what's fun about this tool is that you can go right to the surface and just really kind of get those edges nice and roughed up. And if there's like any little spindlies that are coming off, use the fine side just to kind of get rid of all those little lingering, I don't know what you call them, little pieces. All right, I'm going to use my tape runner. Now I'm going to close this up, just the bottom and the side. If you do it along the top, it's not going to be a pocket, right? All right, and then I'm just going to grab my ruler, and I'm just going to draw a straight line, because I use decorative edge scissors to cull on the top, and if I draw a pencil line, that gives me a good guide so that I will cut straight. And the pencil marks I can just erase off later. Oh, yeah. All right. And I have my handy dandy pinking shears. These are my Fiskars heavy duties. And like I said, I'm just going to use that pencil line as my guide. It's always hard to cut a straight line with decorative edge scissors. See? And now I have that pretty little pinked top. And I do see some of the pencil marks, no big deal. I'll just go through and then just dress the top of this too. All right. So now my tag obviously is going to need to get a little bit of a haircut because it's too long. So I'm probably going to end up taking off probably 1/2 inch or so. Tags are really easy. You can cut them from cardstock and make them literally any size you want, any width, any length, and the top you can get an edge that's the same on both sides if you just fold the tips together, right, and then you take your scissors and snip, and then it comes out even on both sides. So that's always a good trick. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, you know what I didn't bring? I did not bring my hole punch. Well, that's all right. I'm just going to have to wing it. I'm just going to cut my bow. Oh my gosh. I don't know where anything is. I'm just going to make a faux bow. So if I don't have a hole punch, I can still make a little bow, like so, just like that, right? And just glue it to the top of the tag. How about that? So if you're ever at a crop and you don't have your hole punch, no worries. Just faux bow it. Okay. Adjust it a little bit. Oh, and then I can take those little wood buttons that I put somewhere. Well, I was going to put a wood button on it. I'll come across it in a second. Anyway. Oh, they're there. And I think what I might do is that really pretty little hot air balloon one. It's got a little hot air balloon with some roses on it. Stick it down. And make sure it fits okay in my pocket. I like to just kind of open them up and stick my fingers in there to make sure it's not completely closed. Okay. That button may be a little bit too big, but that's okay. I don't care. Okay, so now we have our pocket card. And I do have a little piece of paper. Like, it's just was like a little strip. And I cut it to the width of the card. Let's see, which is 4 1/4, because this piece was originally 8 1/2 in length, right? So now I just needed a 4 1/4 by 1 1/2 inch strip. Easy. Ooh, there's Prima. You guys don't have any questions for me at all? You guys are just on there chatting away. I can't believe you all joined me on Valentine's Day. You're so sweet. Okay, so I roughed up that little strip too. I'm going to go into my little bag of stuff. Oh, that's too close. And that little label is going to go right there. Cute. Oh, I punched out white leaves too. Huh. Fun. I had fun today. Putting out all kinds of stuff. And I'm actually going to use one of my stamps from the Lyric collection, if I can find it. And it says, always smile. And it's kind of, I know it's hard to see on here. It's a cute little set. And it has like a little bird on it, a little, oh wait a minute, here it is. Here it is. So, let's see. It has a little bird on it. It says always smile. It has this cute little ruler up here and this really dainty, like little kind of lacy edge. It's stinking cute. And the bird alone is worth getting it for because the bird is so cute. And you can stamp him and cut him out and it's perfect. So I'm going to use that sentiment and I'm going to use Lorena's favorite color. Lorena's, sorry. I always call it Lorena. It's Lorena. Lorena's favorite color, Attic Dust. I'm going to ink that up really good. Go ahead and stamp on here. Line this up. I'm going to do it like off to the side on the label. I don't need it to be like right in the middle. Okay. Always smile. And just to show you, I've decided that I am going to emboss on this. So while it's still wet, you can sprinkle it. I use like, for these little stamps with all these little fine little details on them, I use a fine embossing powder. This one's made, it's called Super Fine Detail by Ranger. Clear embossing powder. Super Fine Detail. So I think using a really fine embossing powder with something very delicate, a delicate image, is the best way to go. Perfect. So that's another cool feature about these little inks is that you can, and then I can even go with the ink pad and just kind of go around the edges of this little label just to enhance it. Just wanted to kind of look a little bit distressed. And there we go. Normally I have my pop dots with me and I'm like popping everything up, but not today. I don't really need to. Okay, and I'm just going to put it, ooh, yeah, got a little glue on me. I'm just going to put it just over the bottom edge of that paper line, just like that. Okay. It's back but choppy. See if I can just kind of mess with it a little bit here. Okay. Thank you. Click on the Prima logo. Yes. Click on the Prima logo, Annie. Okay. She just has a little issue. All right. So now I'm going to go back to those really pretty hydrangea flowers. And I'm going to sprinkle them on the card. A couple big ones, a couple small ones. You know, whatever you like. And I also wanted to show you guys, we have these cute little new wood embellishments, right? Which I think Jamie showed in January on her show. And in this box, this is called the Birds and Owl box. And you get all kinds of cute, like little birds like him. And they're in all different shapes and sizes and I don't know, they're just really, really fun. There's even like little tiny ones, okay? And what I wanted to show you also is that you can use the chalk edgers on these birds as well. And actually, I'm going to use the same color, the Attic Dust, that I used to stamp the sentiment with, and really kind of get him good and inky. And then again, I can sprinkle a little bit of embossing powder on him and make him glossy. Because the ink allows you to do that, even on this kind of surface. Okay, I want to make sure that it's really kind of stuck in there. I know it's really hard for you guys to see on here. I'm going to tap off a little bit of it. And it's going to be really hard to hold and heat, so just kind of put it into like a little area where it's not going to get too bad. You're not really supposed to do this on your craft mat, but it's okay. I don't know. So I know it's going to be hard for you guys to tell, but he's going to be just a little bit glossy now. So it's like, oh, it caught the light, see? Right there. So now he's kind of glossy and shiny, and so it just enhanced it. And the embossing powder and embossing on it will also make it just a shade or so darker. And then what you're going to do is just kind of sprinkle your flowers around, and you're going to tuck this little birdie in. He'll be ever so cute. Oh, I forgot my lace. Oh, jeez, it's going so fast. If you have any, like, some scrap lace or Prima lace laying around, all I did was kind of glue it along the bottom here. I can still do. Oh, well, that looks attractive. So I should have called this show 101 Ways to Use the Chalk Edgers. But honestly, I think that you guys would be happy with just 10 ways. 10 ways to justify that little $2 ink pad, right? Who needs justification? Not me. Kind of overlapping. Put another big one up here. So these are called, these flowers here, these hydrangea ones with the Frost collection are called Frappe. And they're just going to come in little bouquets of hydrangea. Oh, Ann Fan, welcome back. You want 101 ways to use chalk edgers? Oh man, you guys are crazy. Making me work hard. So literally all I'm doing is just kind of snipping the flowers off of these little metal stems that they're on. These little wire stems, I should say. And just, I don't know, just kind of gluing them around here and there and everywhere. Move this over, put him here. Put my little bird in because he's so cute. So did you see too, like they came out with like wooden, little wooden house icons and little typewriters, and oh, there's one with airplanes and little suitcases in it too. Just, oh my gosh, so fun. So you don't have to just paint them now. You know, you can use the inks on them too and emboss and make like a really cool accent embellishment. Grab some of my leaves, my lovely lady leaves. Okay. Stick one down in there. Okay. Not really tuck him down in there too easily. He's giving me a little run for my money. Shush. There we go. Okay. And then on the original one, I did take some of the little rosebuds too, and just kind of put them over the hydrangeas. Just kind of dotted them around, and there's my little bird right there. There's the sentiment and the lace, and that's it. So you're just kind of decorating, which I know you guys know how to. We've all shown you how to decorate with the flowers and stuff, but you can see how it's kind of coming together, and so that's that one. Excellent. Good. Okay. All right, and on to the third card. The third card is fun. It's this guy here, and I did grab. I'll pull this out of the package because I need it. So it's basically this guy here, this one here. If you ever want to know too, like if you take it out of the package and you lose the packaging, just hold it up to the light, any kind of light source, and that'll kind of show you what the image looks like. I'm going to get this just a tiny bit wet, this cute little bird cage. And I'm going to do worn jeans, which is like kind of like it is, light blue, and I'm just going to go over it. Okay. Actually, I'm just kind of enhancing in the middle. And I would like to use like one of the new pastel chalkings, the pink. And I'm just going to take that. I love because it has this little edge here, this little tip. So you're able to kind of go around and really get into details. And I'm just going to go around the edges with the pink. Okay. Now I can take my paper towel, like I showed you before. Oh gosh. And just kind of blend and rub. Just like that. So you can see how it has like just that kind of just like a nice image like now around the blue, just in the light pink shade. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for now because I'm going to build my card. So I just have the regular A2 size card. It's 8.5 by 5.5, just a regular card. And I'm going to go ahead. Another cool thing about this cardstock by Prima is it has a white core. So when you go to file it like this, the white core is going to show through. And I love that. Okay. And then I cut a little piece to go in the center. Oh gosh, I start going everywhere. cut a little piece to go in the center. It's this really pretty like purpley one with a flowery background. And I'm just gonna go, actually I'm gonna file this guy first. I can't believe I'm over time. Sorry guys. Thank goodness I cut everything ahead of time. Alright. Oh my gosh. Horribly crooked, but that's okay. Alright, and then I cut 2 more 1-inch strips. And I'm going to make 2 banners, and I'm going to have them kind of staggered like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that trick where I go corner to corner and give it a little snip. Alright. And I'm going to do, I have pastel brown, and I'm going to use the pastel brown just to kind of go around this the edges of this paper. I think it's going to look really cute. Oh gosh, I gotta stop saying cute all the time. Oh my gosh. So, got that. I'm going to go ahead and commit one of these banners down. And I'm just going to have it go almost all the way down the card. Right to about there. And then the second one, maybe up just a little bit higher like this. But I'm not going to forget this time to tie a bow on it first. Then I'm going to glue it down. This with the lace, it's a little bumpy, but you know what? It's okay because I used like a really pretty new lace. It's the Divine lace, and I ran out. I'm totally bummed because I'm like, that's my favorite lace, so I'm gonna have to get some. It's brand new, it just came out, and it's so much cuter. This is a little bulky, but it works for what we need it for. I'm gonna slide that down a little bit. And this one, I'm actually going to glue. Yes, the card is 8.5 by 5.5. And then you fold it in half. So then you end up with a 5.5-inch card by 4.25. It's the standard invitation size, like envelopes, like a regular card size. Alright, I'm going to move that up a little bit. Gosh, I shouldn't get so finicky. That bow is huge. Oh my gosh. It's so thick. I think I should take it off and just, well, or just do like a tie. Oh, I'm laughing. I don't know. It's too big. I can't do it. It's okay. That was funny. I'm just going to have to do something else. I have this other piece of lace too, but I guess I could just faux bow that one on. Yeah, I'll do that. This is just plain like flat piece of lace that I think would work a lot better. It's not as thick. I almost thought I was waiting on my box from Prima for the show tonight, and I was a little worried that what I needed for tonight's show wasn't going to come because they said all of the FedEx shipments were delayed because of the storm on the East Coast that we had last week. Isn't that crazy? So it must be that they're like running behind on all of that. Okay, so there we go. That looks fine. That looks much better. Okay, I'm going to take some of more of these frost flowers. And this bag, well, if I take out all the other flowers, this bag has the same kind of idea as the hydrangea frost flowers I was showing you, but these are just like cute little flower petals layered together, and there's little ridges, and these again come in like that white cream and like soft pewtery gray all together. So I use these, and actually I went ahead, I'm going to take this, I'm just going to turn it, no, yeah, I'm just going to turn it over. What I did was I grabbed some of that worn jean color, and I'm going to put it right on like an acrylic block like you would to stamp with, right? And I'm going to just moisten it with a little water, and then I'm going to grab my paintbrush. Oh good, it's not a dried up paintbrush. And I'm going to pick up some of that color, and I'm just going to go right over the petals with it. Okay, I don't need to oversaturate the flower. If I do, you know, the flower will kind of wilt in your hand, so to speak. It can handle the water and it can handle the moisture, but you don't really need to, so why do that? So it's almost like watercoloring your flowers. Again, you're just gonna, what did I do with it? Oh, Jewish. Hello? Well, anyway, let's grab some violet. Oh, that's not really very pretty or colorful. We need something colorful. So you're just going to pick it up with a little bit of water. All right, and go onto those petals with your paintbrush. And it'll give it like a nice soft color without overpowering it. This is a great way to customize some of your white flowers. So if you need a blue or you need a pink or something, you know, you can just grab, is this it all the way over there? There it is. Jeez. Swear to gosh. So that's just, it just makes it really soft. Really very, very subtle. You almost can't really tell on the camera, but let's say, remember that blue, that really bright blue that I had? Okay, so I'm just dabbing the ink pad right direct to the acrylic block, giving it a little water, and I'm going to pick up some of that color, and I'm just going to go right onto the petals with it. Okay. Now what's cool is you can just touch down on the center of the flower or just the outside of the petals. It's up to you. And what I'm doing is just maybe the top layer here. Not very well, I may add, because I'm kind of rushing through this, but I just wanted you to get an idea. I guess that doesn't look too great, but you get the idea. Like the color definitely gets picked up onto the flower, and you can just dab colors on. You can mix, so you can mix a couple different colors in here and make it really pretty and really unique. Right? So, between your colored birdcage and your colored flowers, now you have all kinds of cool customized accents. And I'm just going to put my birdcage right here. And then you just start decorating with your flowers and layering them wherever you like. And you're going to just kind of layer around that bow. Add some of the green leaves. Oh, and one more cool tip. Here are some of the Divine Crystal Swirls. And I did add some chalk ink down here. Can you see the pink and blue? So you can also do that. I did this earlier, and it feels okay. It doesn't feel like it's coming off too much. But I added the chalk just to make my own color on the swirl. So if I needed a pretty light blue swirl, I have it. I'm just going to peel it off. Put it right down here. That's where I would put it. And it's really kind of neat. Alright, and then I would continue decorating with the flowers and the birds, and then you end up with this. Okay, so you can see the swirls up here and down here, and then some of your flowers. And this is one of the flowers I colored myself. And then I've got a little bird in there. He's kind of hiding out in there. Okay, so it came together pretty good, right? And you can load it with as much stuff as you want. Oh my gosh, what is that stuck to there? Oh, there, now it's better. You can put as much or as little as you want, but it's just really fun to kind of get into these chalk inks and like really play with them and see what all the possibilities are, and you know, try out all the colors too. Love it. Mom is gonna love her cards. I gotta hide it because she's coming over tomorrow, and I don't want her to see it. But because she likes to look at all my stuff on my tables, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? What have you been working on lately?" You know. And then she like will hint around that she likes a certain project, and she'll say, "Oh, I really like that. You know, when you're done with it, maybe you know, maybe I could take it," she says. So that's the 3 cards. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this stuff. I hope you guys did too. I'm gonna pan up here and see how Drew's doing. All very pretty. Excellent. Excellent. A little recap. We made some cards, and now you know how to do it yourself. And just have fun. Drew, can you pick a winner from the chat tonight? Did I get a PM from you? I did not, Deb. Oh, you're very welcome. If you guys have any questions about anything on the show tonight, you know, you're always free to come and join our Live with Prima group on Facebook. Just search Live with Prima group, and you can post questions. You can post your projects, anything that's inspired you from the shows. And you know, everybody there is so very, very sweet and nice and very encouraging. So if you would like more information about something, you know, I definitely welcome you to join our group. Next week on Live with Prima, we have Anna Dabrowska joining us on Tuesday afternoon. It's afternoon our time. It's, I think, oh gosh, isn't this terrible? It's at 2:30 Eastern time, or maybe later. Gosh, I should look it up. Hold on a second, let me look. Well, Anna's going to be on, so it's kind of cool because it's like an international show, so that a lot of our international viewers from abroad can come on and see her. And she's going to be doing it live from Poland. And what she's going to be sharing with us is her new Sunrise Sunset collection, as well as the mechanicals. So she's going to make a few little projects, like she mentioned to me, nothing specific yet, so I'm not really sure. But she has some fun things in mind, and she can't wait to show you guys. And then on Thursday night, Jamie's going to join us and make 2 layouts using the Lyric collection, which I know you guys have mentioned before that you really love that collection. And she's going to make one simple and one a little more ornate. So 2 different styles from the same collection, which I think is really kind of cool. Okay, Anna is going to be on at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be 8:30 p.m. GMT. And for you people in Australia, I apologize, it's at 7:30 a.m. If I see you here at 7:30 a.m., I'm going to applaud you. So that's Tuesday on the 19th, and then Jamie's show is at regular scheduled time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, 9:30 Eastern time, next Thursday night with the gorgeous Lyric collection. Yes, I recorded the show, so we're all set to go. I'm going to stop record right now, and I want to thank everybody for coming. I really, really appreciate you taking the time out on Valentine's Day to spend it with me. So you're all my Valentines. But thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot from the show. Like I said, if you have questions, you're also welcome to email me. It's Cari at primamarketinginc.com, and it's spelled C-A-R-I. Okay, thank you again, and have a great night.